Hi guys, it's X. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be cooking a new recipe that I found online on Pinterest. I will link it down below. The only thing is I definitely was more inspired by this recipe and decided to change it up. I have not tried it yet. So I will link the recipe down below, but just know that I adding a couple of things. So one, it's bok choy rice with bacon, but I'm gonna add egg, I'm gonna add garlic, cloves. I already made my rice in the rice cooker. It's sitting right there with some garlic salt. But the recipe calls for some bacon, some rice, bok choy, and then I'm just gonna be adding 2 garlic cloves, some green onions, and then an egg. We'll see how it comes out. All right, I just chopped this part off of the bok choy. I actually have not cut it yet, but I'm debating on how I want to, let me chop this garlic up real quick. I'm actually debating on how, if I want to cook the bacon first, leave the bacon grease, and then kind of saute everything and then cut the bacon up and throw it back in there, or if I should just cut the bacon now, make little pieces after, or what. But I definitely want this to have the absolute most flavor from the bacon fat, so I'll probably just cook the bacon and then add the other stuff later. We'll see. I made my decision. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and chop up the bok choy. By the way, I only got 1 bok choy. My husband does not eat meat, so this is gonna be like a solo recipe for myself. I'm also not planning on eating this every single day for the next couple of days, so I kind of just wanted to make 1 serving. So I didn't see a point. If you have seen my bok choy shrimp soup recipe that I also got on Pinterest that I had made, 1 bok choy goes a long way. So I definitely just bought 1 this time. So I think I'm just gonna chop all this stuff up. Green onions as well. I'm not gonna get a ton of the green onions. They're actually like old, and I think my green onions are sprouting green onions at this point. So I'm just gonna get a little bit. Green onions at this point are just to like garnish it. So, all right, all right. So the bacon is cooking, and I have to cut it up. But I'm gonna take, I know some of you are probably like, what are you doing? That's not flavor. But I'm gonna let it rest on this paper towel just because on my cutting board, have all the other stuff. And like I said, I don't want to lose the flavor of the bacon fat. So we're just gonna add the bok choy, the garlic, and the onions into there. And we're gonna cook that up. Couple of ingredients fell off the oven. Oh my god, remind me to clean this after because my husband will kill me. Okay, now we will move the bacon onto the cutting board and chop it up into little pieces. Alright, the bok choy is simmering, cooking. I have the bacon cut up. I didn't cut it up as finely as I thought I was going to, so maybe next time I will just forgo cooking it first and just cutting it up first. But let's add this egg. I'm probably going to add 2 eggs now that I think about it. But we shall see. Just going to scramble this in here. Yeah, I don't think 1 egg is going to be enough, so I think I'm just gonna add a second one. Let me add this bacon real quick back in here. Let me grab 1 more egg, cook it, and then we'll throw in the rice. Bye. Smells so good. And then I don't know how hot this is. It's been sitting there for a little bit, but I should have done this before. I don't know why, but in my mind, I'm like, I should add some butter to this. But then part of me is like, why am I gonna add butter when I already have bacon fat and like olive oil in here? But I don't know, part of me is like, just do it. Should we do it? I don't know. I'll add a little bit more, I think, pepper. Like I said, I'm kind of sprucing this up because the recipe did not call for all this. I just like decided to add some of this last minute, but I think I am going to add at least a little bit of butter. Alright, I'm using this Trader Joe's butter. So, I don't know. In my heart of hearts, it was just like, add it. But this looks so good. It smells really good in here. Probably not going to eat all this by myself, so I probably will have leftovers for tomorrow, but it's bomb, y'all. How good does this look? Okay, so I already tasted a little bit, and to be honest, I think I would have put a little bit less pepper. I actually really like it. Hold on. I didn't have rice without the soy sauce, right? I think I could have put like shrimp in it too. Obviously, but I don't know why I didn't think of that. But I think the next time I make it, I definitely will. Oh my god. My husband is just gonna have to start eating meat because this is bomb. Well, I don't think this is gonna be a video on its own, so I'll see you in the next recipe. We're back with another Pinterest recipe. So, what you're gonna do is get some sourdough bread and toast it, which I have already done. Then you're gonna get some olive oil, put it on your sourdough. Ah, that was way too much. Okay, not that much, but since we're already here, we're just gonna go ahead and move along. Next, you're gonna get some cottage cheese. This is Daisy, 2%. The only reason why I use this one, it doesn't have any junk in it. Like, truly doesn't, compared to all the other cottage cheeses. If you look at all the cottage cheeses in the market, because I go to like 4 different stores, they all have shit in it. And this one just has cultured skim milk, cream, and salt. That's about as pure as I could find cottage cheese. All right. So, I don't know. I'll tell you exactly how many grams I'm using. 93 grams of cottage cheese. Not a preference. It's just what fits on the sourdough. Next, you're going to grab an heirloom tomato. Got mine from Trader Joe's. They don't always look like this. It's slim pickings because the other, like this, to find this big of a tomato took me a while. But just gonna slice a piece. Tell you how many grams we end up with in a second. Okay, 181 grams. Last but not least, you're gonna get everything but the bagel seasoning. Put this on top. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned, I got this on Pinterest. And then every time I get a Pinterest like recipe, I always end up adding a little bit more to it and like zhuzhing it up, but this is what it looks like. And then just dig in. It's really good, very like Mediterranean. There are a couple other recipes like this, but they're with cheese. It's like a mozzarella tomato, more like a grilled cheese, but this one's pretty good. Alright, so this is going to be the third recipe for this little mini video. I haven't made this before, but I've definitely been craving ramen and been trying to make my own ramen at home for a while now. Just so you know, this is the noodles I'm going to be using, but I think you saw in another video. I just already have opened the package and threw it away. So we're going to be using the chow mein noodles. We're going to make ramen. I got some miso paste, some shiitake mushrooms, some bamboo shoots, pork belly, and then garlic and shallots. So I haven't made this before. I'm also going to use bok choy, which is over there drying, and chicken broth. I have not used or made this recipe before. Honestly, it's kind of coming off the top of my head. The cashew pork belly, I was trying to figure out how can I make that, and the guy at Bond suggested, he's like, it's pork belly, so we're just going to use this. Also, broth usually soaks for hours. I ain't got hours. I only got a couple minutes. So this, I don't know how this is going to come out, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up some garlic and some onions, kind of stir fry that with some, or fry that with some rice vinegar. We'll cook it in there, the pork belly. I'll chop that up. We'll put some of that in. Then once the meat is kind of cooked well, and I'm going to cook it in this pot because I want to use the fat and stuff, then I'll start boiling the noodles and adding the bok choy and all that stuff. So how this ramen is going to come out, I actually don't know. I always love in my ramen like tonkatsu pork, miso, spicy miso, and then I always usually get mushrooms, the bamboo shoots, and an egg. I'm not going to use egg because soft-boiled eggs, I just don't have time to make it right now, and I don't want to put just like egg mix, like egg drop soup. I don't want to do that, so let's get cooking. Alright, I chopped up some of my shallots and garlic already. Now the pork belly, I think I'm just gonna cut into little pieces. I washed my hands, by the way. Not that it matters, but like I'm the one eating this, not really anybody else. I don't know why. Okay, it might be that my knife sucks, but like pork is so hard for me to cut for some reason. Let's see. This one is pretty serrated. Okay. Yes, knife, that's actually good. This one is not. Okay, so I'm going to just cut this up in little pieces that I like normally would like chew on. And like when I get my pork belly and like my ramen anyway, I always try to break it apart anyway. So yeah, I was trying to cut bacon the other day with this knife and it was just like not working for me. So anyway, just gonna chop that up in little pieces. I don't think I've ever cooked from this angle before, but let's just throw a little bit of that rice vinegar in there. Ooh, that kind of smells funky. A little bit of olive oil, because we're gonna fry up the pork belly. Forgot my spatula. No! My favorite one is dirty. We're gonna use this egg one. Okay, so Just gonna put in the aromatics is what they call it. So I think I just kind of eyeballed the shallots. And yes, I know. Why are you cooking this in a pot? Because I want to use the fat of the beef or the pork in the broth, since I'm not like, this broth is literally going to just be a little bit of chicken broth powder and some miso paste, since I'm not exactly making this broth and simmering the meat for hours. I'm going to add in the bok choy now. If I don't start a fire first. Alright. The meat is pretty much almost cooked, so now I'm going to add just 2 cups of water. Actually, I'm probably going to make it 4. We'll see. Sorry, I'm still here. Okay. So far, 3 cups of water. We'll see if we need a little bit more. But reason why is because I want to add my noodles now. This packet, calorie-wise, is a little confusing to me because it says it's like, I don't remember the serving size, but it says like there's 2 parts that fold, right? They're like already kind of pre-made. I'll just read it so it makes sense. So if you see, they're like split in 2. So, but it says there's 3 servings in here, and the whole container is 600 calories, but the serving size is 200 calories. Which makes it annoying to me because this is split in 2. Do you get it? Like, is the math mathing? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, if you have technically 2 parts that come apart, but yet you can serve 3 people, now I have to guesstimate or weigh in order to get that serving size, in order to get that calorie. I don't know. It just bothers me. I decided I'm just gonna go ahead and add that 3rd cup of water because I'm gonna add the shiitake mushrooms now so that it could all boil together. I should have used a bigger pot, but I thought I was just making like 1 serving for me, not really anyone else, since my husband doesn't eat meat and won't be trying my ramen. And in last year for 2024, I made him go to 24 different ramen places with me. So I think my husband is a little over the ramen kick. But yeah, so I love mushrooms. Just gonna add a bunch in there and top that. I'm also gonna add the bamboo shoots. And I'm not measuring, to be honest. I'm just throwing stuff. Well, measuring some things, but other stuff I'm like, ooh, I forgot about that. So just throw some bamboo shoots in there, and then I have this container to kind of store this in. Now this garlic chili powder, I think I'm going to, okay, or not. But I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of this. I do like I said, when I go to get ramen, I usually get, I'm just gonna mix it up. I usually get spicy miso anyway, so I'm gonna do a tablespoon of that. Hopefully that doesn't make it way too spicy and like make me not want to eat this. Have you ever had something, like, I love spicy food, but have you ever had something that is just so absolutely too hot, like it's not even enjoyable to like eat? That's how I felt like Buffalo Wild Wings. So I went with my friends one time to Buffalo Wild Wings, and I got the hottest ones that they have at the time. I don't know if it's changed or what. I haven't been there in a while, but my friends and I ordered the hottest ones because usually spicy food, when it says it's spicy, it's not as spicy as I want it to be. So yeah, I had got the hottest ones, and it was just so spicy it wasn't even enjoyable to eat. Next, I'm gonna get this miso paste. Okay, I tried this the other day for these miso butter noodles. It was so ridiculously salty, and it's called for 3 tablespoons. So I learned that miso paste, a little goes a long way. And now that I think about it, I don't really like chicken ramen. I've never really tried it, but chicken ramen just doesn't sound great to me. So I'm gonna start with 1 tablespoon of this miso paste and then just add it. And then if I feel like the broth is just lackluster, then I'll probably add the chicken broth. But I'm gonna see how it tastes kind of just like this with these aromatics and the stuff that we have in here so far. So we'll see. It's not really smelling like a ramen that I would want to eat, but we'll see. Oh my god, I should have just put everything together before I started filming. But a lot of these recipes said to add some soy sauce, so I'm just gonna add a tiny bit because I don't want it to have such a powerful soy sauce flavor. But yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I wasn't too hopeful about this being the best ramen I ever had or anything like that, because it's not really a recipe that I got anywhere. It's kind of just a recipe that I've picked from lots of different posts, and it's just hey, maybe if I put these things together they'll taste good. All right, let's see. I think I'll add a little bit more miso paste. Okay, spicy wise, it wasn't super spicy. So I'm gonna do another tablespoon miso paste and see where we go from there. But I'm actually glad because the chili garlic actually didn't make it too spicy, the amount that I put in there. And this is 3 cups of water, so we'll see. But I'm debating on adding the chicken broth. Like I said, I don't know. I kind of don't want to, but let me mix up this miso paste, because when I made those miso butter noodles, when I was eating it, I was like, this would make a good ramen broth. So that's why I'm hesitant to put chicken broth in here. Okay. I feel like we are almost there. Alright. Maybe I'll put a dash of chicken broth. Alright. I have a little, it's a teaspoon worthy, but we'll throw that in there. Mix it up. Okay, so I regretted adding this chicken broth because it just tasted, I don't know, it didn't give it a good Asian flavor soup. So I added some more soy sauce, and I feel like now it's perfect. Now this broth is amazing. Oh my god. Okay, I think you can skimp on the chicken broth and just add a little bit more soy. I'm excited. You guys, this looks so good. Oh my god, let me show you. Okay, let's see. Now I regret not putting an egg in here. Alright, so we got some bamboo shoots. I am very picky about my spoon. I do have a ramen spoon, but it's not that big. But when I go to ramen restaurants, I am super picky about the type of noodle that I'm eating, the type of spoon that they've served me with. I don't know. I'm such a just so annoying with that stuff. Okay. Let's give it a second. Sorry, it's not spicy, it's just hot. If that makes sense. I've gotta say, for like a 30-minute ramen recipe, this ain't bad. Like, I gotta tweak it a little bit. Like, I don't think I would have put in the chicken broth next time. Now I know like how to prep the chashu pork. I think I would spend a little bit more time prepping. But this was literally just a recipe that I thought about in my head when I got some ingredients. It was like, I think if I put this together, I could make some good ramen. Pork belly it is. That is so good. Oh my god. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Guys, I love ramen. And the reason why I love ramen is because I feel like ramen is for everyone. Like, you can be poor and have ramen. You can be wealthy and have ramen. You can be middle class and have ramen. Like, ramen is just a food that everybody can enjoy. And I don't know. I used to eat cup of noodles when I couldn't afford anything. And now I just love eating ramen and cup of noodles now that I can. I don't know. It's just, like, I feel like ramen is just so special. So I got a ramen. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. And if you try my recipes, let me know. Thank you. Bye.